Righty. All righty. Hello, hello. Greetings and salutations. Welcome, welcome. Methinks 'tis another day for some D's in the D's. Wouldn't you agrees? I see. So, hello, hello. Um, um, um. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Funny enough. Uh, oop. So yeah, kind of think we got as we got right now. So, to that extent, guess I'll get them all riled up, ready to roll, and we'll get this started in but a moment. Alrighty? Righty. Recap-a-rooney.
May we have the map, please? Oh, actually, well, the map will not entirely help us because we were underground. So last week, our group of intrepid adventurers decided to put the theft of our weapons or recovery of the thefted weapons on hold because we thought we might possibly be being drawn into a trap. And the weather was really crappy, so we thought, you know what? We better check in on our buddies, the mole people. So had to figure out we only had one member from the original team who would have known where they were. So Price guided us back to the or Kaito as well. So I guess two.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Sorry, took me a moment to remember. Um, so they guided us back to the original entrance of the burrow that we had known about before, and went in, followed it down to one end, and it was a dead end. So we turn around, we go down the other end, and also a suspicious dead end. So after some searching, we thought we found what seemed like maybe some softer backfilled dirt. And through the heroic efforts of Kaito and Gnome, were able to break their way through, uh, break on through to the other side. And we still don't know what's on the other side of it, but they made major progress through digging and lots of kicking, which was especially powerful with our little goblin gnome. It was amazing. Because Kaito, you're like so strong, so it's kind of expected that you're going to have strong kicks, but you really showed gnome how to do it right. Yeah. And as you broke through, we ended the session. What else? Did I forget anything of import? I mean, aside from like all the treasure that we found as we were digging our way through, and now we're like super rich and like really well geared out. But aside from that.
Yeah, I remember you being so geared out that the type of monsters that's coming towards you are gonna be like 5 times stronger. Yeah, that's what I remember,
Oh,
right?
that's okay.
That's okay because we're like 10 times stronger now, so that's fine.
Perfect.
Love it.
But that's
And
usually the
as you
first
break
monster. The
through,
second monster adds to that.
dragon,
Anyway,
right? Exponential growth. You just really want this party to die, don't you?
well, I mean, if you got the gear, you can handle it. You don't have to worry about death, right? Right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Death is only the beginning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We have the death proof armor and insta kill. No, insta kill weapons really wouldn't be that much fun. Be like One Punch Man. We would all probably be so sad because like when you reach the pinnacle, there's no more challenge. Gotta have a little bit of challenge. So
All right.
yeah, we're about to
So-
discover what's on the other side of this blocked off tunnel. Secret tunnel. Spooky.
Secret tunnel. Well, this previously blocked off tunnel. Probably as Vimac and Price are completing the last of many casts of Prestidigitation on themselves. Through the flurry of mud kicking, you do indeed bust on through to the other side. And yeah, you have light sources. And like I said before, you kicked a hole through the very soft, moist, wet soil. The mud, basically, what's it? Not cave in, but mud in, I guess would be the best way to put it. And on the other side is an empty table with a couple of chairs, with nobody sitting in them. But the tunnel does keep going further.
Excellent. Does it look like is there anything on the table?
Nope, it's just like this little wood, yeah, it'd be wooden. Like a little wooden table, maybe carved out of some roots, pretty haphazardly built. But it seems pretty used. You see like stains on it. Well, actually, you can only see black and white. No, Kaido has a torch. Yeah, you'd see like stains on it, maybe from like beverages and food and stuff like that that might have been eaten on it and spilled, but not really cleaned per se. Maybe some insects, partaking of the scraps.
So a well-loved table.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
I want to get a
Well, it looks like we've
siege
made good progress. Should we keep checking ahead?
It's my backdrop.
Price, do you want to? Right, Price, do you want to go first since you had met them before and are able to communicate with them? Right. What language do they speak?
I know Price was able to talk to them before.
Yeah.
Think it
I forget what
deep speech.
language it
I
was.
don't remember.
I mean, OOC, it was Underdark or Undercommon or something.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is? I
Yeah.
don't remember.
And I think you and maybe Val might have had it. I don't know about IMAC though.
Bald, I think, had like the comprehend language something or other, like
Oh,
tongues or
feet.
something.
Makes sense.
Undercommon.
What do we need to speak?
Undercommon or Underdark, Undercommon, I think. Whatever term.
I think that's I think that would be Price.
Well, yeah, I know Price can.
I couldn't speak it, and I can't speak it.
That's fine. So I'm suggesting Price go first because he can communicate with them. So I'll kind of stand to the side and hold my arm out, like encouraging Price to take the lead.
Bryce would keep walking down the tunnel.
All right. So you walk, you walk, you walk, and you walk. No signs of mole people for a good bit. Just the remnants of what they've created, which was these tunnels, pretty much. And you at some point you do start losing track of what direction you're facing because these tunnels aren't exactly, completely straight. You even inside the tunnels, it's like, okay, there's a bend here, there's a bend here, so it's very serpentine-esque and not very well. It's not like a straight road, if that, yeah. Basically, serpentine, pretty easy to get turned around in terms of like north, cardinal direction. But luckily, it's only one tunnel so far. But unfortunately, that eventually branches into two tunnels. A left and a right option.
Left is always right.
Is it? I thought right
Do
is
some
always
sort of
right because it's
check.
in the word.
Oh, I'm muted. Altani's gonna like stick her finger in her mouth and then hold it up as if she's like testing the wind. Do I sense a breeze coming from either tunnel?
Nope. But
Well,
I
after
was gonna say, I guess the question is, so who's leading the pack?
Price.
Like basically, who's first?
Prices.
Price. Okay.
And then let's see. I have dark vision up to 60 feet, which I guess is probably several of us. So
I'm
I
the
could
only one who can't see in the dark, I think. But I have
okay.
a torch.
Well, so then, Kali or Kaito, you should probably pull up the rear. That way, none of us
Wow.
get blinded by that. Well, no, you're very strong and you're taller, so it would make it easy to kind of project down more of the tunnel. Purely tactical, my friend.
Gnome's gonna like get in behind Bryce, and he's gonna look a little bit to Kalia as she was like trying to test, seeing if there's a source of wind. And he's gonna do the same thing. He's just gonna, stick his finger in his mouth. But it turns out he's not testing for anything. He was just sampling the mud he was digging through, and he kind of just nods his head like, "Yeah, that's
Delicious.
good dirt."
Also, you have your old character sheet selected, Kalia.
So but I'm not sure how that happened because I have my new character sheet selected and open, and I never clicked my old one. So how do I select the new one then? And yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure why that happened. Here, I'll open it, my other one again. Well, it just takes me to the other window. I'm gonna test
All right.
roll and see if that helped anything. Nope, still rolling. Old.
And she's got selected.
Oh, also maybe if I have an idea. I think I know. Maybe let's try this. Oh, and my player name under player information is still showing as Kalia.
Oh, well,
And
now it
you'll
says
have to change
Altani.
Well, the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like how it says Kalia and then Altani.
Yeah,
Okay, now that's working. Oh,
that's
that's not the
basically
right
your
one.
login. That's
Yeah.
just what's logged in at.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the right sheet here that has my correct. No.
I guess while you figure that out, keep things moving. So
Oh,
I
wait,
guess
where's-
the question is left or right? What's
there
the
we go.
party's consensus?
Well, if Kaido had said left is always right, I'm just going to shrug and be like, well, I mean,
I
best
thought-
one out of two.
I'm gonna hold my hands up and see the thumb direction, and see that the L is on the left hand side, and then the backwards L is on the right hand side, and the L is a correct L, left is a correct L, but right is always right too, isn't it? Because it's right. Right is right. Defining
Correct.
something by itself.
Well, you know what? I have an idea. Hey, Gnome, come here. Which you're probably only a step or two away from me. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, I'm going to have you close your eyes and I'm going to spin you around. I want you to keep your eyes closed. And when you stop, I want you to just point in whatever direction feels right. Sound
I
good?
nod. I nod
Okay.
and close my eyes.
Okay. So I take him by the shoulders and I just gently kind of spin him around. I stop him, I spin him the other way, and then I spin him back the first way. And then I stop him so he's facing like kind of between the two tunnels. Be like, all right, show us the way.
All right. Up, down, left, right. Right.
Excellent. Well, looks like right is right this time, if y'all are good with that. Goblin senses are very sharp.
All right.
And well, if there's nothing down the right hand, we can always turn around and take the other way.
Okie dokie. So
My
go
uncle's
ahead.
all right too. Ever since your friend ripped his left arm off.
That would definitely have an impact.
So he's all right all the time now.
All right. So. All right. So heading to the right tunnel. It does pretty much a very similar thing. It starts going in one direction, and then they start to swerve, sway. Sometimes maybe going up a little bit, sometimes down a little bit. But the thing that is most noticeable amongst all of this is that there's a little bit of moisture in here, like the storm, the rain. It's groundwater. It seeps. But you haven't really come across another one of those cave-in kind of scenarios, well, until now. A good 15-20 minutes of walking later. But along this path, y'all can give me some perceptions.
Even Kaido in the back, or just those in front. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a question, or yeah, you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I would take that as a yes to both.
Yes.
Gotta make them with. Oh, you have light though, so.
Oh yeah.
Do I need to do something different?
To
That'd
be
be
fair,
fun.
just as a reminder of like dark vision, if we don't have a light source, we still roll a disadvantage because our dark is viewing it as dim. But if we have dim light, then we can see it as if it's bright. So his torch or lantern, whatever you're holding, it actually gives us like regular perception checks, whereas we would have disadvantage otherwise.
I think I like that so much. Yeah,
It was more than like 30 feet.
Except for Gnome, who has been partaking of the age-old goblin tradition of the quest for blind sight,
Oh?
because he got a nat 20.
Oh. Man, I thought I was going to update something on my sheet. Superior dark vision, you say?
But that, as per new rules, that's an inspiration.
I mean, that seems pretty
Nice.
serendipitous since you also picked this direction. So kind of like, your natural reward for being the Pathfinder for us.
This is how we should just
Yes, have the
it all
goblin
time,
close his
just
eye
spin
and
somebody.
spin him, and he's the Pathfinder. It's a great way to go. I have no doubts at all.
Whichever direction he stumbles in, that's where we're going.
That's where we go.
So between Gnome and the Gnome, i.e. Price, you guys, you guys come across another one of those mud inns. I'm just calling them mud inns because it sounds more apt. Another one of these mud inns, but once you get to it, you are very sure with your keen hearing that you can hear the sound of maybe something on the other side, but it's extremely faint, barely noticeable. And you guys are just, I mean, these caves are pretty silent, so the only sounds in here is like you guys talking, footsteps, maybe like gear rattling. But among all of that, there is something active on the other side of this mud wall. But only Gnome and Price know this.
I want to stick my ear to the mud.
Sounds like
Any vibrations?
vibrations, no, on account of it being mud, but it definitely sounds like some muffled voice.
I guess I'll turn to Price and just say, what do your mole people sound like? I hear something, but it's not a squeak. It just sounds like normal chatter.
It could be them.
And
See.
and muffled as in like
In
with
the
with the
tribe I
natural
was
20.
raised in, this is what all the adults sound like when we're kids.
And basically with the natural 20, it's like somebody's gagged. I'll give them that much.
Okay.
Probably also like the Goblin tribe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know how like on Saturdays, if you're the last one to breakfast, they gag and beat you. It kind of sounds like they're having breakfast on the other side of this wall.
I'm going to have a confused look on my face while I unpack all that you just said and kind of put my hand on my chin. So you're saying you equate breakfast with being gagged and beaten? And you hear
No, I
that on
wake
the
up
other
very
side?
early. I almost never get gagged anymore.
I see. So do I take that to mean that there is the sounds of eating on the other side or someone who is gagged and or being beaten?
It sounds like, help, mama. You know, like
Oh.
normal breakfast sounds.
Very, very good then. And like you guys see my eyes kind of widen, like I want to respect his culture, but I'm kind of horrified. Well, if they are in need of help, and if they're not goblins, then they might be in distress. We should probably dig this one out a little more carefully, though, just in case they're right on the other side. And let's see. Do I have any items left? I know he took my daggers, but let's see what I got. Because I want to dig in a bit, but I don't. Let's see. Oh my god. Treasure gear. Oh no, that's interesting. Well, I think he only took my dagger, so I still have a short sword. So I'm gonna take my short sword and start kind of using it almost like a pick, like kind of hold it like in a backwards grip and dig it into the soil to like lever chunks of it out. Not sure how effective I'm being, but sure am gonna try.
So trying to use a short sword as a digging tool, basically.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, that is most definitely not very effective against a mud wall.
Yeah.
Basically, you stick the sword in and try and like shovel some of the dirt away, and it just fills back in like a mudslide.
I'm going like from vertically like up to down to kind of like slice into it and then lever chunks of it away.
That might take a
Not
while.
really stabbing through it. Well, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
I mean,
was
if
gonna say,
anybody else would like to help me, I'm just trying to do what I can. Because Kaido and Gnome did a lot of work before. I don't feel like it's fair to make them do all the work. And I also feel like maybe kicking through might be dangerous for the other person on the other side.
Well, that and we were told to specify order this time, so I assume this path is more narrow. Kaido's in the back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
squeeze behind Price and just ask, do you have any Booyog powers that could knock this hole down?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
I was starting to look up to you. I thought you could do anything.
ooh, ouch.
I'm gonna go shuffle away now. My head hanging low, like
Oh.
this was my idol, and then he just gave up in like 1.5 seconds. I guess as I'm passing by Mac, I'll ask him the same thing to you. You could blow the wall up.
Who are you asking?
Bye, Mac.
Blow it up. What would I need to blow it up?
I guess we could potentially just do this like Theater of Mind Cubed, but so you don't have to get stat blocks or anything. But Price is gonna wild shape into one of the mole people, and with their affinity for digging, he's going to assist Kalia or Altani in hopefully effectively digging a hole through this mud in.
So you'd wild shape into a mole. That's an option.
That's very smart.
Yeah, wild
Altani's
shape
still
doesn't
looking
let you
for
turn
you.
into like a humanoid. It's gotta be a
Yeah,
beast.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything that could
Hmm.
blow up this wall. Don't have any explosives. My abilities can't really go through the wall. Let's see. I mean, I can grow to my giant size, but that might be difficult in this small area.
Well, and going back to Price, I mean, you could wild shape into like giant mole, right? Doesn't have to be a mole person, right?
Which he already did.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he couldn't wild
He-
shape into a mole person. Okay.
Yeah, he couldn't.
I
You can't turn into a
I
mole
think they have a
person, but-
burrow speed, right?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, then, even though I was just dejected, right? It's one of the. It's like the moving. The moment in the movie where like they're at the baseball game, right? And this kid just felt like he met his idol, and you should never meet your heroes. But then like there's like a beam of sun somehow, right? And he turns around and he watches as Price does this transformation into this mole, and then it's like this guy just pointed at him and said, "This one's for you, kid," and he hits a homer, and Gnome's eyes grow twice the size, and he's got this huge smile as he's watching it happen in live action.
Price is just digging.
Well, it certainly doesn't take you very long to dig to the other side, as there is a dig speed, and that allows you to move the mud with relative ease. Well, it's muddy, but yeah. A lot of the digging is usually like digging and moving it, but I mean, because you have a burrow speed, it's yeah. It's like you go into like move a, you think you're gonna have to like move a brick wall, but it's actually like made of sand kind of thing. And you burrow through, and granted, a lot of the mud does try to refill, but eventually there does come a point where there's only so much mud that caves in. Like it's, you know, just sort of more loose soil than the entirety of everything above you trying to collapse. So just more of a pocket of loose dirt that was already kind of loose, and now the rainwater's made it worse. But you get to the other side, and on the other side, you are immediately greeted with a very interesting and probably slightly harrowing sight of a mole person that is encased in what almost looks like a bony rib cage, but it's also like they're strapped down kind of thing. It's that it's that tightly wrapped around their body that they obviously can't move their arms, they can't move their face. It's almost like somebody's torso reached out of the wall and just like grabbed onto them, and they're just like stuck there.
Spooky.
I'm assuming Price would be the first person through, and he's still a large mole, so he can't really talk. So he just kinda like-
2024 rules, you can. Oh shit.
Oh, that's true. You can. You just can't cast spells. Okay, so he'll just sit up, like on his back legs, just kind of like sitting. He's gonna look at this other mole who's trapped. Do we have something to worry about?
If only it said in the 2024 rules, whatever you turned into, you have to voice act with that
I
tone.
was thinking that too. I was like, I wish it would change your vocal cords and you had to do a different voice for every form.
Anyway,
Like
I mean-
Gopher from Winnie the Pooh, how he whistles when he talks.
Well, there's also the voice masking through Discord that Vimac found out.
Oh, you have to
Yeah.
use a different app. But yeah.
Oh, it was a different app. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Just kidding. Sorry to get your hopes up for an easy voice change.
that's got to be all natural because it's funnier that way.
It's true.
Anyway, there's a sizable mole that sounds like Price. Does it also have like Price's hat on? Like, does the hat persist? Does the cape
Yeah. I mean,
persist?
I mean, I think the cape
Yeah.
would, because we've had the cape persisting like
Mm-hmm.
always.
So you're like a super mole.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, this mole that's trapped just probably can like hear and almost see the wall, you know, bits of mud and things like that kind of starting to fall and shift, and then a dirty, muddy red hat pokes through on top of a large badger's head, or a large mole's head, as his whole body just kind of emerges. And Price is gonna look over at this guy who's trapped. Are we in trouble? You're in trouble. You need help. I'm pretty sure that's a yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, too many murmurs for just basic yeah.
I didn't know
I'd
you
like-
knew
There might be
undercommon.
something. There might be something. You might be is he trapped? We should check first.
I could take a look at that.
Price is gonna stand there and he's gonna look at Vimac and he's gonna look at this thing who is literally trapped, and he's gonna look back at Vimac. I'm pretty sure there's a trap.
But
I'm gonna
there
step
could
up
be a
and
trap
and
on
be
the
like,
trap.
let me take a look at this. With the new 2024 rules, what would I roll to check for traps? I don't see that I have a icon for an action of it.
I believe that's perception.
Okay. Well, I'm feeling pretty lucky with this, so let's see how that goes.
Yep.
Hey.
Very nice.
Well, first off, inspiration.
Excellent.
And you
Well,
are confident beyond the benefit of the doubt that it is not trapped.
Excellent.
And let's see. I don't know. How do you feel inspired by this with the natural 20?
I feel so connected to what I'm doing. Like, I feel like I can like see within the dirt and just get a deep sense of it. And I feel this immense sense of like safety. Like this is incidental. Like we can overcome this. And I don't know, is there a way to like flow that also into like maybe attempting to free the guy?
That's what you have with inspiration.
Yeah.
That it basically is what it does because it gives you inspiration.
Well, perfect. Yeah. So I know we can get this guy loose, and I know that it's just a matter of time. I like feel like I can see through the whole thing. I just feel very, very present, very grounded with the ground.
You're
Got to
telling
ha-
me you're not grounded in the air?
I
My
mean,
dreams.
that'd be quite the skill,
I
honestly.
forgot to have Gnome describe how he was so inspired by his perception. I'm just trying to make this a habit. Got to get used to it.
For sure.
Actually, we could probably say part of that inspiration was watching Price transform in that baseball moment. Yeah, it was a delayed inspiration. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well-
also, it feels really good too when your luck pays off, right? Like when you feel lucky and then everything goes super well, like you
Mhm.
just feel amazing on my end.
I think just for mine, because Price was the one that was kind of put in the leadership position here because he can speak mole or whatever, right? Or at least to Gnome's knowledge. There might be inside checks that people could make, but he definitely puts Price on a pedestal. You got to remember why he was named Gnome, right? His pregnant mother was saved by a gnome, so seeing one in action like a real gnome, it's amazing watching them work. Or at least that's how he's feeling right now. He's like, all gnomes can turn into moles, and it's just wonderful. Look how great this is. I never knew that about them.
All right. So there was a mole person trying to use words, but they can't. Trapped in a bone cage. And a mole with a pointy hat and a billowing cape staring at them.
So are the bones like gagging him too, like covering his mouth and everything, or is it just surrounding him
Everything.
and he's also gagged? Okay.
Like it's if it wasn't for maybe his stature, like it just kind of seems like these bones have them wrapped tight, almost like tied up, kind of wrapped, or like maybe encased in webbing, kind of wrap. It's just extremely, extremely cozy.
Hmm. And did you say they were like coming out of the wall or?
Yep.
Okay.
They're sticking out of the wall. They're not moving or anything. It's just they have him grabbed.
Let's see. I don't have strong arcana, but I want to see if I can sense like, oh, guys, I think I've seen this before. These are the underground bone horrors, generally from southern regions. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And if I could just remember, I think there's a secret word that if we say, it should release him. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% sure. We just got to figure out what that word is, and then we'll be able to let him go.
And even I'll even go with the natural one. You say bone horrors because of maybe your accent from where you're from. You say bone horrors from the southern region.
That's how I heard it in real life, and I was about to comment as gnome bone whores, huh?
I mean, I've heard they're very famous. Yeah, bone horrors. I think I'm saying that right. Right? Bone horrors?
Kind of
I've always
saying nothing.
hoped-
He's just staying quiet in the back.
I've
I'm
always,
laughing my ass off.
I've always heard them called bone hussies.
Maybe it's a regional dialect thing.
In my tribe, we call them bone thoughts.
You know, I met a bard once, part of the Bone Thugs in Harmony.
I mean, it brings a whole new range of thought to the idea of getting boned. Not really my thing, but hey, I don't kink shame.
Oh,
So
sorry,
do we-
Mole. We should probably get you out of here.
Do we get him out, or do we let him finish his business?
I mean, well, you know what? I should let me roll insight and see if he's enjoying himself, because it'd be really rude to interrupt. Come on, insight. Here it is. Oh, hey. How is our mole friend feeling about this whole thing? Does he want out, or does he need more time?
He seems very uncomfortable, as it kind of seems like the bone spurs, I guess, are just digging into the fur and his body. Like he probably would be suffocating if not for maybe some of that extra padding from
Hmm,
being a mole person.
like a earthy bone pinch collar, huh?
Pretty much.
Well, I can definitely say he is not enjoying himself. So let's try and get him out. Let's see. I wonder if maybe if I grab this side and you guys grab that side, could we maybe pry it open? I'm gonna first like gingerly touch the bone, like kind of on his shoulder, and see if it does anything. Does it respond to me touching it?
It jets out like a spider leg and then jabs back into him.
No. Well, that's no good. Okay, we need maybe something to wedge underneath this thing. I wonder, would I be able to like take my muddy short sword and like tap one of the legs and like kind of slide the short sword between it to kind of create like a lift of part of it? So it can't like maybe one of those spurs couldn't re-grip because it'd be gripping the sword instead.
I mean, you can try, but there's definitely a risk with that.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt the guy. Do we have any like branches or sticks that we could use? And I don't know if we'd want to use Glurb stick because I'd hate to break it. But maybe we can somehow, get these things to grip something else. Let's see. What do I have? Hmm.
Maybe. What are other people's ideas? I know Kaido hasn't really got to do much yet, but hold a torch. What's Kaido and Vimac thinking back here?
In fact, I'll step back and I'll offer to take the torch from Kaido so he can go take a look. And I'll like hold it up so that he can see without being
Have like,
encumbered by it.
by any chance, any photo of example of exactly what we're looking at? Because I can't quite get the picture in my mind.
Okay, so imagine a human torso
Okay.
of bones, and imagine
Right.
somebody being trapped in it. And imagine those bones are wrapped around them like a little cozy bone cocoon.
Okay, so he's just in a
Wait.
rib cage.
Is it another
Yes.
goblin who has a lot of emo gothic makeup on?
It's a mole person.
Is he like in the middle of the room or just standing up against a wall? Like, where are the bones coming from?
Against the wall.
Okay. Is he like tied up against the wall, or is there a gap between him and the wall?
Nope. This thing is coming out of the wall and he's basically against it.
Okay. And why can't he speak?
Because the bones have him wrapped up like a cocoon. Practically. It's over his eyes, over his mouth.
His mouth is covered.
Okay. And just touching a bone made it let go and just re-jab in.
So trying to touch a bone made it stick, like one of the bones would stick out like a spider leg.
And then what happened after that?
It re-jabbed itself back into him, like wrapping him
Okay.
again.
Okay. So that's everything we've seen so far, right? And
Well-
nobody knows what this is exactly, right?
Well, it's a bone whore. No,
Oh, right. Okay. I remember that conversation now.
I'm pretty sure. Southern bone whore. Sorry.
Logically, Kaido wouldn't think he'd be able to just take hold and like pull it apart, right? It's like it's too tight for that. With it being a cocoon thing, right? Imagining it right?
I mean, you can always try.
Well, he wouldn't necessarily be trying to free him, but he would try to at least break the parts covering his mouth so he can talk to us and maybe tell us what the fuck this thing is. So can I do that?
Yep, you can always try.
What do I roll to try?
The rolling to try would be in athletics.
Okay. All right, so he's gonna put one hand on one side, one hand on the other on the whatever part's over his mouth, and he's just gonna pull as hard as he can. Let me see.
So you do so, and one of the bones sticks out at you like a little spider leg trying to keep you away, and you just snap it off.
Okay, so is his mouth uncovered now?
Yep.
Do you know what this is?
I don't have any ideas what this is. It just started happening, and everybody's in trouble. And oh God, I'm so stuck here. Help me! Get me out of this thing. It's so painful. It's digging into my furs.
He's going
It
to
hurts so
look
much.
at
Ow!
Price for translation because Kaido does not, unless he's speaking common.
He is not.
He's gonna look at like, what did you say, Price?
He's freaking out.
Did he
I'm
do
freaking
anything
out.
helpful?
He wants to get out of there, and I don't know why it's happening. Hey, what is going on?
I don't know. It sucks.
Should I try breaking more of the bones? He's gonna look at Price.
Yeah, we gotta probably let him out.
Okay, which one should I go for next?
I don't know.
Okay, then
All of 'em?
Are there any that are like tighter against him than others?
The whole thing looks extremely uncomfortable.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna grab another section and pull again, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
It's only 13. I don't think that's gonna work that time.
Not so much this one. So you grab another one and you try and pull it away, but you lose your grip and it snaps back and like definitely digs into. Ow! Ow!
That one hit me right in the center spot.
Ooh, can I help Kaido? Aid or assist?
Yeah.
Okay. I will assist you, Kaito.
Alright, what's the plan then?
Is that just with advantage then, right?
Yep, so when you aid somebody else, you just make it so they roll with advantage. So you
Yeah.
forego your roll so they could.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get another one snapped off.
You managed to get like a few more.
I don't know if this is gonna work in the end, guys. It's a lot of bone here.
I mean, it seems to be working.
How many more do you think we have to go before he's free?
I mean, at this rate, a few.
Well, that's not too
Or
bad.
is Kaido asking them, like, in general, like, do you think this is, like, gonna work? Type question
mean-
he's asking the group.
I mean, it looks like it is working.
Okay.
I'll keep
Okay.
helping you as long as I'm helpful.
Okay, I guess we're gonna keep pulling up bones.
Bryce is gonna turn to the mole and ask him,
Nice.
where's the foreman?
Oh, Franklin? Yeah, he's further in, but he's probably in trouble too, because I came across this craziness out here. That much means it's much worse. Oh, way down there.
And he's just like starting to talk faster and faster and faster in a frantic. Getting the more questions you ask him, the more like panicked he's getting. And in 18, you get about it. So at this point, you get through like half of them.
Oh, okay. Not halfway there. Do you think we can squeeze him out at this point, or do we need to break some more?
Yeah, and at this point, he's like also struggling to like break himself free. Like he's also trying to help get himself free. This is extremely uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like it's like you could probably get the feeling he's been here long enough that you can see like
Break a
the
couple
parts
more
that
and
you
get him out of
break
there.
the parts that you break off. Like you can see where the fur's like indented in, kind of like a gamer headset situation.
God, how long has he been stuck here?
How long have you been here?
Well, here, let me check my very trusty sundial watch here. Oh, wait a minute, I live underground. Yes. Get me out!
Can he squeeze out yet, or do we need to break even more?
No, I'm fat.
I'm sorry. Don't make me laugh. It hurts. Alright, let's break some more.
So what's Gnome doing in all this? Gnome and Vimac, as you see people breaking a chubby mole man free.
Not chubby. He's fat. Get it right.
He's big bone. He's fluffy.
I'm still looking like in deep thought, trying to think of ways to break him out with my skill set, but nothing is coming to me. Just kind of off in my own little world thinking.
Aren't you also a strong guy?
Well, yeah, but like,
Oh, come use some muscle. Come put bones with me.
but like I'm also thinking like I already went through that because my my strength to get my full strength. I'd have to get big, and I don't want to get big in a tunnel. So it's like,
Well, Kaido doesn't know any of that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
what's your strength at now? OOC.
like
If you look super muscular, but you're not huge, that's fine. Like,
I mean, Kaido doesn't look super muscular. He's just
right?
centaur barbarian that goes burr.
So what's your strength on Vimac?
+2.
Oh yeah. So that's already way better than me. What's yours, Kaido?
+6.
Oh wow. Still.
Like
all
I
right.
said, barbar go burr.
Strength or strength saving throws, because +5 on saving throws, but +2.
I
Like
have
16, so
+6
+3.
on saving and regular. Mine's just +6
Well,
on
Kaido's
both of them.
16 strength, so +3.
My sheet says +6, and then it has +6 on saving throw.
That's your proficiency with your strength.
Yeah.
Ow. Well, I don't know, I
Your
just know what
stat
the
is
sheet tells me.
16, which is a +3.
No, I don't know. I just know what the sheet tells me.
That's the sheet saying. That's a reading.
Oh no, I'm looking at the skills and then the saving throws, and they both say +6s on them. So I don't know.
So if you go up just above the skills, that's where your stats are.
Oh, okay. And I have a +3. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And knowing is half the battle. B.I.
Right.
Joe. All right. So what's Gnome doing in all this? He's seeing a bunch of people breaking this fluffy mole man out.
I'm just watching, right? It's kind of narrow. They're trying to dig this guy out, so I'm just in the back taking it easy, just watching, just to see how. Because if it was me, I'd be like, just grab him by the feet and pull. Whatever happens, happens, right? But I'm just watching their technique.
All right. So a 22. Let's see. So an 18, 18, 19, and 22. So between all these rolls, you managed to break him free.
Hopefully, they don't have to break any more of these things. You have no idea what caused it?
He looks at you, quirking a brow, and then
Alright.
looks at the talking mole.
I think you should lead us to the foreman and maybe explain what's going on while we're on the way.
Yes, yes, yes. Come, come, come.
And he just immediately starts dashing further in the cave.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He's taking off.
I'll hand the torch back to Kaito and try and keep up with the mole man.
Yeah,
Like,
Price
and
is just gonna
Go.
look
Sorry.
back and be like, hey, "We gotta follow him," and then he's just gonna run off after him.
Alright, Kaido will follow them.
Kate billowing in behind him. The most heroic mole you've ever seen. If I can, I don't have time to do that. So he leads you further in, and he seems to have a very good idea of these tunnels, obviously, because it seems like they split every so often, like a left and a right, or like the tunnel split into 3, and he knows exactly where he's going. Like he has this committed to memory. But along the way, you guys do come across another mole person that's entrapped in Bone Whore.
Oh god.
Well, we know what to do, right, guys?
Let me guess, you're snapping more bones.
Yep. And I hold out my hand to take your torch.
Alright, let's get this over with.
It's kind of weird that multiples are tangled up in bone, right?
Especially
Otani helping again, or am I rolling normal?
spread
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'm helping again.
Yeah, so like
Are we sure?
when he gets to that point, he just like stops and points at him.
That's Kaba. Kaba, are you okay? Speak to me.
In this muffled, but only Price knows what he's saying because Bryce is the only one with undercommon, apparently.
Ask if they were attacked by a necrophile. Maybe it's out here doing its evil bone magic.
Did something attack you?
Yes.
And he points to the bones that are grabbing people.
Where did they come from?
Right there.
And he points to the wall that they're coming out of.
All right. For some reason, bones are coming out of the walls, and they don't really know why.
Nope. We'll probably have to figure it out. Probably what they needed help with, though.
So with the 24, I mean, you managed to we'll just expedite it because you kind of know what you're doing at this point. You have
Snacking
practice
bone.
with handling bone ores.
Whole extraction.
Yeah. So you managed to get them free.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And this other mole person's like shaking this guy's hand and then shaking. Well, I guess it'll be Kaido's breaking him out. Shaking Kaido's hand.
Thank you. Thank you. We oh no, it's horrible. It's horrible. Horrible.
I'm gonna turn to Price to get the translation on what they were saying.
Oh, they're saying it's really bad, but that's about it. What? Who knows what happened? Does anyone around here know?
Holy shit, it's a talking giant mole.
Come on, get with it. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
Somebody's like shake him by the collar. Snap out of it. Sorry, what was your question? This mole is so taken aback by there being a talking mole. That's not a mole
Just
person.
asking what's going on or who knows, like, does anyone around here know what's going on, basically?
I don't know what's going on. I just patrol these tunnels. But
All right.
something's going on, and it's probably much worse the closer we get to town. Hurry, we've got to save people's...
And he
Lead
points
us.
down the tunnel.
Oh, we're going down another tunnel.
Yeah, we gotta go save everyone else, I guess.
Okay. He'll take his torch back from Otani.
I'll hand it over.
We gotta find the foreman because he's the only one that knows common.
How is he the only one who knows common? I don't understand
don't
how that's
know.
the thing.
I mean, well, if it's any insular population, if they all communicate in the same language, no need for everybody to know a second language. It's unfortunate, but makes sense.
Yes.
However,
Well,
if we're going to be working with them more going forward, maybe we could institute some type of common and undercommon language exchange program or something. I mean, I could certainly stand to learn it as well.
So if they speak undercommon, does that mean we speak overcommon?
Yeah, it's just implied
Uh.
because you're already on the top.
But we don't want to
That's
call
what's
it
called common.
overcommon because that sounds really pretentious.
Yeah, we don't want to be top common. That's gonna be like, wow.
Right? Wow, exactly.
So you run through the tunnels as they're leading you. Every so often, they have to stop and catch a breather.
Poor
Okay.
fat moth.
But now a little bit more expediting. So you can give me another athletics, and this is just to free any other, like if you can free any other stragglers that they come across.
There you go. Nice.
All right.
Science
So
and Montani would have been helping
Oh,
again.
like a boss. Yeah, for sure.
So you would free, a few more, and they all just eventually have like this little squad of. It's like your party and then a bunch of mole people.
Oh, we have 2 parties. Yay.
And eventually, the tunnels cease to like twist and turn and serpentine.
I'm not gonna remember the way out of here.
Up until it comes to what seems like the cave opens up. Like you don't know how deep you've gone, you don't know how many twists and turns you've taken, but it opens up to like this drop kind of thing. Like it opens into a much larger cave, but one that has a pretty decently high ceiling, and it dips down like it's going into like a pit, but it's it's built in a way that you can just walk down. So think of it like a hill that you'd be going down, as opposed to just like a steep drop into a pit.
Oh, okay.
And amidst this, decently sized cave, you would see what looks like maybe like a little, I guess based on the material. I'm trying to figure out how to describe. Hold on, let me check my notes on how I. There's so little hovels that look like are made of tree roots and stone, just a combination of the two. And every so often you'll spot like glowflies flittering about above the houses, because they have pretty good dark vision, so they don't necessarily need light. But every so in certain spots they still need to be able to see things with a colored perspective, so the light provides gradient, not just gradients of gray. So there's like little glow bugs and like these cute little lanterns. But you would also spot the fact that this place is just quiet. Like there's no signs of life. You don't see people walking about or having any conversations. It's just there's nobody home.
This doesn't feel too promising.
So I guess Price would turn to the rest of the mole people that are kind of running along with us. So where's the foreman?
Well, he should be in town. Well, village. Well, hovel? How does it translate to you? Home. He should be home.
Which one is it?
That one.
And he points in the general direction because you're you're a little bit far away.
Okay. So
What's
yeah,
the coordinate?
you would relay that to the group. Apparently the foreman's supposed to be over in the hovel over there.
Could he take us to this particular home? This
I
hovel?
think that's where we're going.
Oh, good. I'd hate to bust in on somebody else completely unrelated to this. That would probably be a little scary.
Why would you bust in?
Well, not literally busting in, but
Ah.
if you came to the door, you hear a knock, and there's a whole bunch of people that you're not expecting or even realize we're down here. That could be very unnerving to
Sounds like you got
the
some really
average
bad
citizen.
social anxiety.
I'm just
God, people!
also thinking back to times where like some of her previous teams have been a little too overzealous in like searching for someone and like scared some of the smaller species quite badly, and she's had secondhand trauma from that and just feels bad because she's supposed to be the good guy. We don't want to go around scaring people in their homes when we're just looking for the foreman. Now I'll look at kind of
That's
be like,
her knocking sore.
you're pretty intimidating. Like, and that's a compliment, but also that could be pretty scary to somebody who doesn't know you. And Vimac over there, this walking mountain of muscle we got.
Just now realize I don't have
Taller.
You are taller, and I'm going to pat you on the shoulder.
The background for underground.
Comforting
Gets
way.
referred
Yeah,
to
you're
as
taller.
intimidating. The other guy's a walking mountain of muscle. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
I'll fix that. I'll
I mean,
fix
you're a
that.
centaur.
You're
you
a
can-
galloping mountain of
Yeah.
muscle,
Exactly.
or canting, or
Right.
whatever speed you
Still-
want to go.
Cantering, not canting.
Canter.
I mean, if your upper body were like too muscular, wouldn't that like overbalance you? Or is your like equine half also like super swole? Are you like super ripped?
Not answer that. Let's get back to what we were doing.
Fair enough. And I'll turn to the wolf and be like, "Well, lead the way." And I'll turn to Price and be like, "Tell them we'd love for them to lead the way."
Hello?
Yeah,
Did we scare
right?
everybody away?
We might have, or did they just leave us while we were talking
Right?
about muscles? All around?
Did Price tell her?
I don't
That's
know.
true.
We haven't heard from anyone else.
Right?
So you guys are like pointing frantically in a direction.
Well, we're
Well,
not
we don't know
pointing.
what-
We're just like have them lead us to the actual place we're going to, so we don't apparently scare the local people. I wanted to say wildlife, but that wasn't the right word.
Yeah. That'd be rude.
Why I didn't say it?
I know, yes. But we just didn't
Right.
hear any replies from anybody. Okay, there you are.
Price had told them to lead us there before he told anyone else where we were going.
Well, if we would have seen you guys walking away, we would have followed.
Yeah, I was assuming that we were just making our way there.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
were just talking about muscles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty.
You know, in my culture, there's only one muscle that's the most important. And then I tapped my head.
To hit things with?
Yeah. What else would you do with it?
Some people argue they think with it.
Uno momento.
Por favor.
But yeah, feel free to. So it's gonna be like a few minutes. I guess depending on how fast you walk, but you know, a few minutes walk, so you have time to interact amidst yourselves. Like the mole people are just, you know, they're leading you in that direction. They seem concerned, but that doesn't
Why is it
necessarily
so
make the
quiet
trip
around
that
here?
much quicker.
Like, we don't see anybody other than the ones leading us?
Nope.
Huh. Price, weren't there like a lot of these guys last time we were here? Like a lot? Right.
I don't think we were ever here.
Well, no, not here, but in the tunnels, there were a lot of them that ended up like kind of stumbling upon us, and we kind of fell in. Where are they? That's what I'm wondering. You don't think they're all trapped somewhere, are they?
I fucked up.
Well, I kind of assumed the worst. I have no idea.
That's fair. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's usually what my mother said.
Du-du-du-du. Okay. No, that's not. Damn it.
So you guys were just patrolling and then got captured, or what?
I was. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't. I was.
Why is this not working?
And you know of anyone else that's still captured, or this kind of happened while you were off alone?
Yes. No. No. Yes. Yes. No.
You are with a crowd, so they're just all
I
answering
know that you
simultaneously.
answering for each one, but because the accent's the same, my brain's like it's like this guy arguing with himself. Sorry.
Well, I guess we're looking for the rest of them.
Here.
Then they're probably in town still.
And that's where we're going, right?
Yep.
You have like you have any sort of like fun songs that you sing when you're running through the tunnels?
It is.
I won't know what they're talking about, so I'll nudge Price. Be like, "Oh, ask him about
Fighting.
what had they come to Delruth to ask about? What were they? What was the issue they were requesting help with? Was it this or was it something else?"
Do either one of you know who sent for help? There was a request in Delruth that we come give you gal some assistance.
Probably Franklin. He's good at talking to other people, but right now he's got to help that everybody's in town because it's something's wrong.
Hustle, 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 hustle. The pitter patter of many mole people feet. Amidst the clip clop of
So
Kaido hooves.
Only me, apparently.
You're the only one with hooves.
Okay. I know.
I'm pretty sure we gotta get to the foreman. He most likely was the one that put out the request, and sounds like he's in town. And Price is gonna hold up like air quotes. Trying to help the rest of the mole fellas. Which I'm assuming is where we're headed.
What are you talking about? We're already here.
Where is everybody?
Everybody's just looking at each other like, where is everybody?
We need to find the foreman.
I knows. Everybody, spread out.
And immediately
go in pairs.
all the mole people just scatter.
Oh no, they should be in pairs.
So those of you who don't speak Undercommon, just see like a couple of the first couple mole people just pointing in different directions, and you know different folks are heading in different directions now.
Price, what's going on?
They're looking for the foreman.
Oh, where is
Or
it?
anyone.
Don't worry. We are the best at finding peoples. We'll find them lickety split.
Do I hear or sense anything that might help?
I mean, nothing in the immediate vicinity.
Do I hear any struggles anywhere that we should go check out?
Not in the immediate vicinity. Do you follow any of the mole people?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to say, I know we don't communicate well, but maybe we each go with one of the mole people and come back here if we find anything.
So if we don't find anything, we don't come back. You can see Kaido giving you a
As soon as it's
teasing look.
suggested, I would just like to reach out to one of the mole people and grab their hand like a toddler might, and then just walk with them.
I love it. Be like, yes, Kaito, you're not allowed to come back until you find someone else.
Got it.
I'm gonna give you a grin. But if you need us to come to you, we should maybe, I don't know, meet back here. In fact, I have an idea, and I'm gonna kind of look at each of you, and then hold on here. What was it? I want to do my psychic thing. Let's see. I can communicate with 3 of you. Let me roll one of my psionic dice. Where are... There they are. Let's see. Oh. That work? Okay, that worked. What was the what do I roll? Was it a D6 or a D8 or D10 for the how many hours?
Let's see. So at your level, you are level 7, so that's gonna be... It's odd that that's not something that's in this tool, but we also haven't been able to update it. It's either D6 or D8. Let me look see. It's one of those things that like scales as you level, and I don't think Foundry's very good at dynamically updating like that.
Sure.
Blame Foundry. How
Rogue.
dare.
He was just trying to be nice because that's actually Kaito's fault.
What? What's my fault?
Everything.
I
Just
don't
kidding.
believe it.
Just kidding. When in doubt, blame the centaur.
Wow. The centaur will remember this.
Okay, so at your level, it is a D8.
Perfect. I thought that was what I rolled last time, but okay. Oh, another 2 hours. Okay. So for 2 hours, I'll be able to communicate telepathically with, let's say, Price, Kaito, and let's see. I trust Gnome to make his way back to the center pretty easily, being a goblin. I don't know Vimac very well yet, so I'll also communicate with him because I'm not sure of his how comfortable he is navigating underground.
You think the horse is any better?
Well, no, that's why you're one of the people I'm communicating with telepathically.
Okay.
I feel confident that Gnome would be able to find his way back to where we're starting. So I'll tell Price, be like, in our mind, I'll be like, hey, I got this going for a couple of hours. I think having me, and if we should probably meet back here in an hour if we don't find anybody. And if we do, we can bring them back here and all meet back here. Sound good?
Is that out loud or to Price in his head?
Well, that was to Price, you, and Vimac.
Oh, you talked with all
Oh,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
And I'll holler to Gnome and be like, Gnome, come back in an hour. We're gonna meet here.
Gnome just gives like thumbs up.
As he's
right. Well,
being walked off like a Kid.
Okay, Kaido will go with a different.
Didn't even say
Mole
anything to
person,
the
I
mole
guess.
person, just grabbed his hand.
And I'll go with one as well.
All right. I couldn't see how this could possibly go wrong with a bunch of people who don't know how undercommon. All right.
Right.
So,
Well, we can gesture. I'm sure it'll be fine.
yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Nothing wrong ever happens with language barriers.
Nah.
We should have had Price teach us one sentence. Here to help before we left, but we didn't think about that. Just teach us one sentence and we'll be alright. We can just parrot it.
Right. Well, I could
Um,
always ask Price through our link. Be like, Price, we probably should learn how to say at least something to our friends here if we come across them. Could you teach us a helpful sentence? I'll pass it along to the other guys.
Speak telepathically.
Just
Okay.
don't tell us how to say send nudes. That'd be terrible. Could you just imagine not knowing the language and that's what they make you learn?
I mean, OC, that reminds me of my friends in Germany that delighted in teaching me a bunch of swear words, but told me it meant something else.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then when I repeated it back to my class, that were all out there in Germany, yeah. The teachers got kind of a look on their face, took me aside, were like, where did
I
you
don't
learn
know
that?
if you know what you're saying.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, it's blah blah blah, right? And they're like, no. Yeah. The host family were having a good time. The kids were all, very mischievous. So yeah, Price, you want to teach us how to say what do you want to learn, Kaido?
Here to help. Like the easiest
Here to
sentence
help.
they could probably learn on the fly.
Yeah. How do we say we're here to help? Please come with us.
DM, what do I roll to teach people in the party a different language?
I think for you, it's just you saying it and just how well they could interpret that. So,
It would be performance checks on us, I think. On being able to repeat it, right?
Well, I mean, memorizing it by rote, we're just learning one sentence, right? Would it be
You're
perfect?
underestimating my power to learn sentences. In real life, I can't. It takes me a long time to learn something.
Well, I have a
It-
journal, so I'm going to
it'll
write
be
down what
like-
it sounds like I'm saying.
it'll be like Evil Dead.
I watched Evil Dead, but I don't know what part you're talking about.
I don't either.
When you have to recite the phrase.
Oh, right.
The
Yeah.
phrase.
Oh, it's been too long since I watched. I still don't know what you're talking about.
The phrase to like open or interact with the Necronomicon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been too long since I've watched it. I can't remember it having a phrase.
That was what started all the chaos in the movie, I think, right? Wasn't that at the beginning? It's been a while since I've seen it. I remember the scene, I just don't remember where in the movie it was.
Halatu Barada Nikto. Remember that?
No.
Not really.
Aw.
It
I'm
sounds
old.
familiar.
I don't remember things very well, and it's been a while since I watched that.
And I'm older than Seiji, so
Are you
yeah.
sure you're older than Seiji?
Yeah. I'm over 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are older than Seiji.
Yeah. Old lady Altani over here.
So
Yeah, do
you say
you,
a phrase and you basically say it, and whether or not that is translated well, we'll find out.
And also, this is kind of a bit of a game of telephone because I can communicate with all three, but they can't communicate with each other, right? Or can't, let me look at this again.
No.
No, just myself and others. So I'm going to try and learn it until Price thinks that I'm like communicating it correctly enough, and then I will do my best to try and teach the other two that.
We're screwed.
How long are
Hey.
you trying to take to do this? Because
While
there is
we're
a sense of
walking.
urgency. So it's like
No, it's
trying
while-
to
it's
learn
while
the
we're walking.
language, like while these mole people are like, come on, let's go, hurry, hurry. It's like this huge rush. Like,
But
oh,
I'm doing it telepathically. So
yeah,
like it's while we're walking along. It just as much time as we have, I'll use it to do best we can. Whether or not we succeed at communicating this, I will find out then, I'm sure.
yep, we
Mm-hmm.
will.
Yeah.
So anyway, the first one that walked off would be Gnome, because Gnome just immediately, like, well, everybody's just like, should we be learning a language real quick? Gnome was just like, all in.
Take my hand, and then off we go.
So, Gnome, you can give me a perception. As the mole person who you're walking with is looking around, knocking on doors, calling out in a language you don't know.
Anybody home? Hello?
Knock, knock, knock. Not that Gnome would really be able to interpret what they're saying. But he might be a little preoccupied right now.
Is
So
he
I'll just
there?
go down the list.
I thought he was back.
I thought he was
Might
too.
have been just really brief. He might have had a
Maybe.
moment to say something. Let's go down the list. So Altani, you're following a couple mole folks.
I am.
So they're going around knocking on doors with no responses. So you can give a perception check because effectively the party has been split five different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm walking, I am so just consumed with trying to learn this one sentence in this language that I am like I'm like tripping on flat ground because I am just not paying a lot of attention at all to anything else apparently. Maybe I like walk down, like I keep walking when some like the guys with me like stopped at a door. I just kept walking.
I mean, with that perception, I'd probably say you end up like losing track of them as they're moving at a pace like way faster than you can keep focusing. You're like tripping, and eventually they like, they're going through like they go around a corner, and then you just completely lose track of them.
Uh-oh. I'll look around and I'll mentally reach out to the other three and be like, guys, I may have gotten a little distracted and I think I lost my mole people.
You lost
So
your
I'm
mole
gonna-
people?
You lost
I
it.
mean,
You
I
lost
think they
them.
well, they might have turned a corner. I don't know. I was distracted and now they're not with me anymore. I'm gonna try and find them, but if two come back without me, just know that my two and I got a little split.
Well,
so
if you have to backtrack and find your way back.
yeah,
Don't
I'm
get
gonna
yourself
look.
lost in this place.
I'm gonna try and can I investigate to see if I can see their like a sign of our trail, or would that be survival?
That would be survival, but I would probably say it would be with disadvantage on account of being so distracted.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, not too bad. At least it
Not too
wasn't
great,
enough.
but not too bad. Yeah.
You cannot find their tracks because it's not exactly like
I'm gonna go
Everything's
back
dirt.
to
dirt. It's stone and stuff. They still have some stonework.
well, I'm gonna go back to the last yeah. I'm gonna go to like backtrack my own tracks until I see like where a split off would have been like an alley or something between the hobbles, and just do my best to try and find them.
All right, that might take you a bit. Because you are very unfamiliar with their little village here,
Yep.
so you're basically trying to.
Yep.
You went down an alley in the middle of like I don't know, the New York City, and you're just like, I don't know where to go now.
Is it that big?
No, but just as an example, like I'd use that as like the example of like how easy
Well,
it
I'm going
might
to
be
do
to
it
get lost.
logically. So I'm going to.
So Kaito,
Well, I'm going to be very logical about it. So I'm just going to go through and
I'm
look
lagging.
down each side as I go. So hopefully I'll find my way back.
Mhm.
My Discord's being a little laggy. One sec.
Uh-oh.
Discord, why? Why? Oh, hey, is that my internet or is it just Discord? Let me see. That is the internet.
Heard the name and now silence.
I've been having so many issues with our stupid internet. We good? We good? We good? Okay, I think that was just my internet being a little iffy.
You good?
Pork.
Oh, sorry, it was Rainy. Rainy says hello. Technically,
Alright.
just said Bjork. But I'm gonna pretend it was hello.
All right. So, Kaito.
Jeez.
So how are you? I guess the real question is, you're just looking with them, right? So just a perception. Is that what you're doing?
Probably because he doesn't know exactly what he's looking for, other than more mole people. So he's probably just, in general, keeping an eye on things. Is it normal?
I mean, you have a torch, so yeah.
At least it's better than Altani's.
So the mole person is going to like different doors, knocking, no responses.
I can't ask him any questions.
Saying some words in language you don't know. They seemed a little frantic.
Yep. Kind of keep with him though. Yeah, I don't know what else to do.
But at least you're able to keep up with them. You didn't lose your mole person in the alleyway.
I didn't lose mine. You probably snarked out Tawny for getting he's mentally linked to her.
Yeah, I'll be like, it wasn't intentional. I was
Oh
trying
shit,
to
you can hear me. I forgot.
learn and teach you this language. So,
right.
hey. And now I'm lost. Just keep rubbing it in, why don't you?
I'm sorry.
You forgot to hit the disconnect button when you
mental mute.
He's not used to it. This is only the
You
second time she's done this to him. She's not used to people being in his head, so it's just funny that he'd think of something and then just get a response like, "Oh shit, yeah, you can hear me."
I mean, if you'd rather me not communicate with you this way next time, I'll take that into consideration. You just kind of
Exactly
sense me
what I said.
sulking a little bit.
I'm just used to my thoughts being my thoughts. Okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So Vimac, how are you assisting mole people
Yep.
in this situation? Just perceiving with them?
Well, I don't really know what to do because I don't. So I'm not I don't have a history of knowing what mole people do or whatever. So I'm just kind of like out of my element and kind of looking for openings to assist, but not really knowing where to jump in. So kind of looking awkward in the whole process. That's
So it's basically just following and not even really knowing what to do. Just like
Yeah,
the
but look,
party, the
looking,
group told me to go with them, so I'll follow them, I guess.
yeah, following, but like not kind of looking almost shifty because don't know like should I lead? Should I be like if I'm following along, right? Like I should I take a position of like a guard position or like I'm not really sure because I'm not really sure of their culture or anything yet. But they need help, so
So just following them, basically.
yeah.
Okay. So you're just following
But
a mole
not-
person.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll see what comes of that. Price. The only one who speaks their language fluently enough as a giant mole.
I'll do perception, I guess, as well.
Okay. So a 16. And you're with a mole person. So they're knocking on doors, but there's no responses. Doesn't sound like anybody's home. This place seems like pretty much like a ghost town. Like there's just nobody here. And with your 16, you doth detect. You know what? We'll say like because you're a mole, you probably maybe it's a sense, a smell, the big old schnoz you got. But there is a faint hint of like what smells a little bit like rot, decay maybe. But it's not nearby. It's just like a very subtle hint in the air.
I guess Price would probably relay that to Kalia and try and follow his nose toward toward that whatever is the source of this.
That may take a bit of work. Let's go with a. They're trying to track a smell. I'd probably put that under like survival. Yeah, because he's looking for. Yeah, it might take you a while. It's really hard to nail down just on account of like you're in the area of a lot of new smells, so trying to single that one out consistently is pretty difficult because like you're walking past different houses, so there's going to be different like smells that come from them, like maybe like boiled potatoes or like some food or something. So you're at least able to be like, well, it's probably not coming from these houses, so it's somewhere else, but you just don't know where.
I'm assuming we're still looking to for signs of people and stuff like that. So
Yup. And let's see if Gnome is back. Are you back, Gnome?
Yes.
I'll go back.
All right.
All right. So, well, once it hits 9 o'clock, I got to go get like 4 kids in bed, right? So it gets busy. All right. I'm just holding this person's hand, as we kind of get going, and I'm gathering like their speed and what they're kind of like looking around at and stuff. I'll pull like in front of them, and since I can't really talk to them, I'll just hold up like my hand to get them to stop, right? And then I'm gonna like bend down and grab some of the dirt, and then I'm just gonna let it fall between my fingers, but like raise it in the air, like I actually know what I'm doing with it, right? And it's just like, and I'm like nodding, and then just like we did with Kalia, I'm gonna stick my finger in it and lick a little bit, and I'm gonna swish it around in my mouth, kind of like some people like how they sample wine, right? So I'm gonna smell a little bit, and then I'm gonna swish it around from like cheek to cheek, and then I'm gonna spit it back out, and then I'm gonna drop to all fours, and like Price, I want to start just sniffing around.
All right, so I guess the question is, are you just doing perception? Are you trying to track something?
Trying to. Let's say track, I guess, because we're looking for other mole people.
Okay, so survival.
21.
So with a 21, the DC was going to be pretty difficult because you're looking for mole people in a mole people town. However, a 21 is still pretty good. So if it wasn't for you, getting a taste for the land, if as one might say, you probably would have easily gotten confused or sidetracked or just there's a lot of footprints because this at least was a well-traveled little town here. But with a 21, you doth notice with your keen, I was gonna say gnomish, with your keen goblin eyes and taste buds.
Well, I also want to do like, you remember in the Princess Bride, right, where Prince, I think his name's Humperdinck, right, is like, oh, there was a grand duel here, and he's tracing and jumping up on the rocks, and he was like, they did this and this. I kind of picture Gnome running around doing that, and like maybe throwing his arms out to the side to imitate the girth of the mole people. And he's running into rocks, and he's following their tracks, and then he gets back down to smelling the tracks, and he's tasting it, and then just taking everything in, and his imagination's actually doing real goblin, skill checks here, like survival tracking, right? And what does he see?
So he would see. So he would see first off with the 21, what looked like little fragments of bone, very faint, very very easy to miss, because they're really small. But it does kind of seem like some bones might have chipped off something at some point. But also drag mark, yeah, at the 21, pretty confident drag marks. And you could determine that whoever was here has been forcefully moved.
All right, I want to communicate to the mole person by miming.
Interpretive okay.
Ideally, I want them to lay down where the drag marks are and let me drag them just to double check that it was the mole person that was drug away. And I'm going to pocket like the bone shards and stuff so I can bring it back to everybody later.
All right, let's see how you might do this. Give me a performance check. With a 10, let's see, I'll just do a generic roll for him. So how would I set this DC? So if their performance, so then they'd have to roll. Okay. So 10.
Now you got to make a decision. Is that 15 that mole's ability to understand or perceive my actions, or is that the difficulty of how hard it's going to be to understand?
I'm calculating how the modifier of your 10 affects this. So they would look at you and just not really know what it is you want them to do.
I will
not like specifically like not sure what you want them to do.
I'm gonna point to them, and then I'm gonna pat them on their stomach, right? And then I'm gonna point to myself, and then I'm gonna lay down in these tracks, and then like put my palms together against my cheek as I lay down, and then I'm gonna stand back up, and I'm gonna point to them again, and then I'm gonna point down to where I just laid down.
Okay. So they nod, they look at you, give a thumbs up. That's a, universal translation. They nod, and then they start digging right down into the ground.
I'm sorry, that's great. I love these moles.
I'm gonna think about this, and I'm like, they're right. Moles dig. For whatever reason, I'm gonna disregard the tracks for now, and I'm gonna help them dig straight down. Just bare goblin hands right next to him.
They dig very easily. You need some work. But that's what you're doing.
So I'm gonna do for the remainder of the hour.
Dig, 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 dig. So who comes back after X amount of time, I guess?
We said to meet back in an hour.
The question
So-
is, do I find my mole people within that time? Can I
Let's
roll
see here.
survival again or
Yeah, it'll be
investigate?
survival.
Well, this time I'm feeling lucky because I'm paying a lot more attention. Hey.
And that was using the luck, I think. Checking her stuff.
I think that uses a thing. Yeah.
Luck. 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 1. Okay, she's subtracting them.
Do I find
Okay,
them?
so with
15?
a 15, you do find them. And they're like
Hey.
2 buildings away from where the group was reconvening anyway. So it actually
Hey,
worked out.
perfect. Awesome.
But at least you found them.
I'm gonna jog up and wave and attempt to say I'm here to help in that under comment.
Character sheets. So of the hour, there's only one person who's not here, and that would be Gnome.
So where's Gnome?
Shoot. I guess we probably should have included him on the chat. Well, let's see. What direction did he go? And I'm gonna think back and turn to
Went on
Price.
first. That helps.
He did. Hey, Price, could you ask our mole friends if they saw where Gnome and his team went? I mean, they went in that general direction, didn't they?
Yeah, Price will ask the other old people if they know.
They shake their heads. They have no idea. Especially since that was an hour ago.
Fair. Well, I don't think we really found anything, but I was also separated from my team for a short moment.
Short moment. Kind of
Hush you.
give you a
Hush you. If no one else saw anything, then why don't a couple of us go with some of the mole people and see if we can find Gnome, and then the other 2 of you stay here, because I can still chat with you for at least another hour.
I mean, he couldn't got further than an hour away, so that might work.
Right? All right. Well, Price, who do you think would be best for guiding us to maybe hopefully find where Price and his team went?
I mean, Gnome.
That's what I meant. Gnome and his team. That's totally what I meant.
I don't know.
Well, I trust you to pick whoever you would like to take, or if you want, we could have them all go. But we should probably head in that general direction and try and find Gnome.
So the mole people that have reconvened with you,
I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anybody either. Oh, that's not good. Where could they be? I don't know.
Yeah, we need to find the foreman. But we also need to find Gnome.
So there's no one in the city. Where else could they be? Like, are there like a ton of tunnels?
God.
Well, I did get the scent on the air of something that was kind of like rotting.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's not normal up on the ground.
I mean, generally
Well-
not.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that usually would mean that something is more recently dead. Because things in the ground tend to decompose fairly fast.
So can we track that smell?
Bryce, do you want to take us to where you smelled it?
well, we got to find Gnome.
Well, yeah. But if, happens to be in the same direction, two birds, one stone. Like, you know what direction you'd smelled it from? Versus the direction we're pretty sure no went, and he's pointing to where he remembered him going. No, whether it's actually stayed on.
If only
Yeah,
that
I
it
think
were that easy.
Once we find him, we could probably track it down.
All right.
Okay, great. Well, we'll head out and we'll keep you posted.
Why don't we just stick together at this point?
I figure we should leave somebody here in case Gnome comes back. But we could all go.
I mean, he was supposed to be back in an hour, and he's not here. I don't think he remembers to come back.
Maybe. Well, that's up to you guys. To each their own.
What do you think, Bryce? Should y'all just go looking for Gnome, or should some of us stay here and some of us go?
Well, there's a chance that we miss him, but I think we should probably all stay together.
All right. Consensus is to stay together. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Can I try to track Gnome? Because I assume he'd make different tracks than the mole people would have.
Correct. However, there's been a lot of foot traffic here.
So it'd
You
have to
know,
be like
as a part of
really,
there
really
being a-
high.
Yeah, on account of you being in, in a
Only
in a
I
town.
was the one who went missing. Horse hooves are easy to spot compared to people.
Actually,
No?
horse hooves would probably leave a smaller imprint than shoes, right?
But they're deeper.
I mean,
On
horse.
stone?
There's a lot more
hoofprints-
weight behind it.
Hoofprints are usually very easy to track. But yeah, because they're a lot heavier, so they definitely. OOC, I can confirm that horse
So if we're
tracks are
looking
definitely more
for
noticeable.
tracks, it would be survival.
Yep, but where you are would still be with disadvantage. Because, like you said, horse hooves might be easier to track because they're deeper. You're looking for somebody who's practically shorter than the mole man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his tracks would be smaller than the mole man's, unless he's stepping in their footprints. But,
Which makes them much harder to find. With the 8, you can't find them.
Yep. So which direction do we go? I can't find his tracks. There's too many footprints everywhere.
Well, why don't we just head in the general direction, and maybe we each go down a different alleyway that's like adjacent. Like each person goes one house down, and we all kind of go in a straight line.
Sure, if you think that's what's gonna work, because I can't picture it in my head.
Yeah, I figure. Well, okay. I guess cubed is the direction that we're going. Are these hobbles like pretty haphazard, or is there some type of order to them? Like, are they on a grid or no?
Oh, they're haphazard.
Okay.
Very almost the same level of organization as their tunnels.
Oh, good.
God.
Okay.
That's
Huh.
scary.
Well, I guess in that case, maybe we shouldn't split up too far. Or we just periodically kind of just call out.
I mean, I can run really fast, but
I don't know that we want to go fast in that direction because we don't want to get too far split up. But we can go, I mean, I was just thinking if we spread out a little bit, each go in the same general direction. I know, Kaido, why don't you take the center and hold your torch up, and we'll flank you on either side, and we'll just do our best to keep on either side of the flame that we see. Want to try that?
Sure, it's better than nothing. Anyone tried just yelling for him?
We could. Don't know how far they got though. And
He's
I'll
gonna look
put
at
my
Price.
hand-
Price, would be yelling in here be a bad idea, or do you think it's fine?
And when you had first said about yelling for him, I'm going to think, that was effective. He might know to respond to that. So I'll put my hands up to my mouth, but then I'll pause when you ask that because that's a very good question.
I'm not actually a mole, right?
Yes, but I know you can ask them if it's a good idea or not.
We really need to find the fucking foreman.
Yes, you do.
Can we yell in here?
Are you asking who? So who are you asking?
The
Asking the
mole.
mole people.
If it's safe to yell in here.
Yeah, you can yell as much as you want. That's what we've been doing.
Okay. You're about to get a barbar yell, but I'm not actually going to yell on my mic because that'll be bad. That and my dad sleeping upstairs, he would come down and murder me probably.
Well, I'll go ahead here. Yeah, if that's translated to us, I'll be like, I'll take a deep breath and yell with as much projection as I can, force. Be like, no, yell back if you're okay.
Don't have him yell back with that. We need him to come here.
All right. Do I need a perception check for this, or would I be able to hear it?
It would be perception with disadvantage, and a very difficult
Where
DC.
did you go?
All right. 5.
Nice.
Actually, I'm going to use my inspiration on that. And by using the inspiration, can I bump that to... no, because that's not... I just read. Perception again, right? Disadvantage. Fuck.
Oh no.
I don't think I hear him.
No, you don't.
And if we don't hear anything, I'm thinking, okay, either they're too far away or possibly they're hurt. So we should probably just do our best. Maybe we'll go forward a bit more, and then we'll try yelling again in a few minutes.
Okay.
I mean, that's all we can do.
Angry Barbar screaming would have been louder than Altani screaming, but alright.
Well, you can also scream.
Well, you already did. There's no reason for us both to do it.
Well, if you feel your scream is somehow better than mine.
That's not how I worded it. I'm just saying I'd probably be louder. Why do these
How about
two
you
bicker
call out
like
the next time?
siblings?
How about you call out the next time?
All right.
Okay. We'll trade off. All right. So we go in the general direction.
Told you so.
We'll go in the general direction we saw Gnome go.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at the new rule for inspiration. If you, a player character, have heroic inspiration expended to re-roll any die immediately after rolling it, you must use the new die.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure that was the rule. So I had a 2, I re-rolled it and got a 1, so I have to keep the natural 1.
Okay.
I
Because
got you
old
looking
inspiration had
scared.
like 30 freaking paragraphs. Awarding inspiration, rule of thumb, offering inspiration, role playing. Yeah, okay, so that's what it was. So the old one was having inspiration gives you're able to gain advantage on one ability check, attack roll, saving throw. And this one is just you're re-rolling one of the dice. Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah, so it is strong, right? Whereas the other one was like, oh, re-roll these specific checks. This one's like, re-roll a dice, but you have to take the new one. Like, okay.
So yeah, you guys are calling out, trying to find gnome. There's no response.
Yep, so we started walking again, keeping our eyes open, going in the path that we think he took earlier.
Yep.
And after so long, we would yell again. This time it'd be Kaido screaming.
Much screaming, but no result.
Yeah. A second time won't even work? Damn. We like see him or nothing? Like,
Nope.
shit. We go the wrong way.
I mean, we went in the direction that he went, but I'm not sure where they went from there.
So what do we do now?
Keep going.
But what if we're going the wrong way?
Then we're going the wrong way, and we'll find out.
Yep.
We don't find him.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
We keep looking for gnome.
Mm-hmm. How are you going about this? Just walking until you hopefully bump into him?
That's our only plan of action at the moment, because shouting ain't working. Someone's got dirt in his ears.
Very probably.
You could say that.
Yeah,
Well,
we probably still keep moving where we are, keep shouting, trying to find them, because we don't know how else to find them in here.
So yeah, at some point the mole people would be like fanning out, trying to find people, a little more panicked than they were before. That like nobody's found anybody.
Yeah, it's super sus.
Do, 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 do. So what are y'all's doing? What are y'all's doing? I mean, you're not getting any head. Like you haven't found gnome. The mole people are fanning out, looking around, trying to find people. You're just
Well,
sort
I'm
of
gonna-
meandering through their little town.
I want to start with seeing if I can perceive anything, like hearing anything or seeing anything that might help us. Any fresh tracks or fresh anything. Do I see any or notice anything at all helpful on a 12?
With a 12, unfortunately, not so much.
Okay. Well, then I'll attempt to maybe specifically look for tracks. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh,
Those are at disadvantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
because the town.
Let's roll it again.
Right. there we go.
Yep,
14.
So let's see, a 14. You might be onto something. They definitely look like smaller footprints, but whether or not they're gnomes, you're not sure. It could just be a small mole person.
Oh, let's follow him anyway.
Hey, if we
Big-
find a baby mole person, we find a baby mole person.
Right.
Are they actually be cute?
Am I? Babies are usually cute. Either way, let's follow whoever's these tracks are.
All right.
So we'll follow the tracks.
All right. Following tracks, following tracks, following tracks. Following tracks? Following? You realize they just go in a big circle. Not like an exact circle, but like, you know, they go around the block, like you find yourself back to where you were.
Uh-oh.
Could Kaido just stood there and watched Tony do this?
I mean, you wouldn't have known to stay there, would you? But that would be funny.
No, but it would be funnier though.
Well, that's strange. Why would footprints just go in a circle? Like, they just begin and end in a circle, and there's no like backtracking of like where they came from before the circle,
Is there a hole somewhere?
right?
Maybe they flew? I don't know. No, Mimicker. Now what?
I mean, that's up to you guys. Anybody else want to try tracking some, or we can just keep walking?
Keep walking is not getting us anywhere.
Well, I tried something. Why don't you guys? What do you think? Anybody else want to try something?
What does Gnome like? Do we know if Gnome likes a certain food? Maybe we could whip something up and he could smell it and come find us? I don't know.
I don't know. What did he have for breakfast this morning?
I don't know
I
if
don't
I know.
I mean, we could try yelling again.
Because that's been working very well.
I mean, if you have a better idea, great.
I don't have a
Otherwise,
better
maybe
idea, that's the
stop tearing
problem.
down anything everyone else is suggesting. I mean, it can't harm anything, and if we are getting closer, maybe he'll be able to hear us.
Want to do the honors though?
Go for it.
What? I said, do you want the honors?
Oh, I thought you said, do you want me to? You were asking if you wanted to.
No, I said, do you want the honors? And you told me to go for it. I'm like, but that's not okay.
I misheard. Sure.
We've been in this hole too long. We're losing our minds.
I'm going to try it a little differently this time. I'm going to be like, no.
Oh my god.
Give me a performance.
All right. Hey. Whether or not my yodeling was quality, maybe. Oh, that was a deck saving throw. I thought that was perception. I would be like, yes. So at a 13, do I? What does that mean?
That means you yodel about a 13 out of a 20.
Don't
Thanks.
quit your day job.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6.5 on performance of yodeling.
Thanks, guys. Super helpful.
So with a 13 performance, you'd probably see like a mole person turn the corner running in your direction. And I guess really the only person who could translate would be Price.
I heard something being attacked over here. Are you okay? It sounded like something was being strangled.
Uh,
I mean, hey, at least
everything's fine. We're
right.
still looking for Gnome. Have you seen a
Right.
goblin?
What's a goblin? Just kidding. I know what a goblin is.
Okay.
Nope, haven't seen him.
What about your friend that he went off with? Two people are missing right now. Well, there's a whole town of mole people that are. There's a lot of people that are missing right now.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find them, and we don't know where they are, and that's really weird and scary, and it's not good. Oh no!
And then he starts panicking.
Well, what's maybe worse is that one of the ones we already found and rescued is now missing again with our friend.
Oh, sweet stone slabs. That's not good.
Nope. So,
Could use that as a curse from now on, or
Where-
exclamation. That was great.
where haven't you checked? We really need to make sure that nothing bad's happening right now.
Yep, nothing bad whatsoever happening off screen currently.
We're dead. This is taking way too fucking long.
And
Let's see how many of them might have reconvened here. So about 7 of them. So you have about 7 mole people that are still here. Others are probably still out and about looking. So what do you do with this resource of 7 extra pairs of eyes?
Well, they know the area. How
Well,
about they not come back
noses.
here?
Well, these are the ones that have made it back.
Right. Couldn't we like somebody was saying earlier too, like maybe check and see if we can eliminate other places that we've been? I mean, because the mole people are going to have some sort of an idea of like where things are in their city, right?
Mm-hmm. Assuming some of them have made it back.
Well, the ones that have made it back.
Yeah.
Like if they
So-
made it back, they know where they went.
Yep.
So we can do this by process of elimination, maybe.
Excellent choice of words. Hold on.
Ah, wah, wah. Hopefully it's not an apt choice of words. Or literal. I don't it's not literal.
Told you people are dying.
And I'd probably say, let's see, in this amount of time, it's been another 20 or so minutes. So you know you have about 40 minutes left of psychic connection.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say about 20 minutes since everybody reconvened and you walked around and called out and
Well, why don't we
No
try
response?
just tracking down that decaying smell the price had picked up on, and hopefully we find them on the way. So at this point, we're just sitting here spinning our
Yeah.
Wagon
Sounds
wheels.
good to me.
It's good a plan as any.
Mm-hmm. Price, do you know where we are in relation to where that was?
I rolled a 19.
and you're just trying to backtrack to where you were?
When he
Uh,
smelled the rotten stuff, right?
I mean, I'd say you remember where that was when you smelt it. And you're very
Did
sure
you
you
tell
didn't dealt it.
Yeah, I guess Price would lead everyone back over there. And then if he picks up on it again, he'd try and head in that direction.
Follow the nose.
The nose
And-
knows.
Moles do have pretty strong noses.
Yeah, listen to my blind.
So I'd say it takes you another 10 minutes because you have a pretty good idea of where you're going. And you make your way back to where you smelt it. And I mean, the smell's still lingering. Doesn't seem like it's centralized in this spot, per se. But maybe closer.
Yeah, so he would, I mean, if he can pick back up on it, he'd try and, if that's where people want to go, then he would try and follow that. Just go in the general direction of the source.
All right. So let's see. We'll roll with the 19. So you are following it. And I'd say eventually it does come to one of the mole people houses. Seems like it's it is stronger in this direction.
And do we still have any of the mole people like following us?
I mean, did you ask them to? Like they're just willing to fan out and keep looking, but if you ask them to like, hey, can you come with us and help us look, then they're not gonna say no.
Probably would have had a couple of them come with us, but then had a couple of them still keep fanning out in places that they didn't go, like we were kind of saying. And then Price would ask one of the mole people, whose house is this?
And not sure. I mean, I don't know. We don't know everybody's in town. There's a lot of us. I mean, the house is one of ours though. It's not like it came out of nowheres. Why? What's going on?
You don't get that sense of rotten smell in the air?
They lift their mole noses.
No.
Could it be that they're just like accustomed to it?
But if it was something they were accustomed to, why would we only know one house?
That's true.
Well, Price smelled from one house. There's no beauty in this. Guido will knock.
Knock, knock, knock. No response.
Can I try the door handle? Is it open?
It is not ajar. And you try the door handle. It is also not unlocked.
No, it's locked. Where is it?
I mean, I can help with that.
Or
hey,
we can ask them if they have a key.
well, yeah, that was gonna be my first thought, to ask Price to ask him if
Uh-huh.
this is someone's house that they know.
I can help with that. Was your first thought?
No, you never even let me finish talking. So I was saying I can help with that, but I wanted to have Price ask them first if they knew whose house it was and if anybody did have a key.
Has my mic been
Because
picking
if
up?
not, would they be okay with me picking the lock?
I mean,
They don't know who lives here.
Would they be bothered by me picking the lock?
I'm assuming so because they don't know who lives here. But hey, you guys care if she breaks in?
Kind of. Why?
I
What?
mean, let them know that it wouldn't harm anything. It would just be unlocking it without a key.
She wants to smash the door down. She's gonna have the centaur do it if you guys don't behave.
I wish we could speak this language.
Well, okay, so since I'm connected to him telepathically, would I somehow be able to hear what he means, like what he's saying, even though I don't understand the language?
Nope. Because you don't understand the
Oh.
language.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I think there's something weird going on over here. There's an odd sort of odor that doesn't exist anywhere else, and so I'm concerned about maybe what's inside or maybe no longer inside. Also, we need to find our goblin friend. And I don't see any sign of him here.
Well, we know where this is. We can always come back.
That is true. Let's see if we can go find Gnome.
Again.
You already gave up?
I don't know what we're doing here anymore other than getting lost.
Well,
we're
we're not
trying to
wrong.
literally find people.
Right.
We have to find the foreman, and in the search of finding the foreman, we lost Gnome. So now we have to find Gnome, and then we have to find the foreman. Because, to your point, we literally don't know what we're doing here yet. We were told to meet the mole people to help them with something that we don't know.
And they also found something that we were supposed to look at. Alright, how do you suggest we find Gnome?
All right. So, here's what we know. He's somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like we start there. We find the place that he is at. And that would solve our problem.
We can also keep looking and rule out all the places he's not.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's only if he's not moving around.
What if he's fucking around and he's just like hiding?
I mean, he could be right behind us this whole time and just following us. We wouldn't even
Like
know.
we keep checking different places, and the reason that we can't find him is because he is in the places that we already checked.
There could be.
Ugh.
Do goblins do that?
I don't
Is that like
know.
another thing? Is that like what they do for lunch, maybe? Breakfast seemed a little weird, so.
I wish I knew more about goblin culture to tell you.
Agreed.
Well,
Okay.
either way, we might as well just keep looking in areas that we haven't been before, and we can have our mole person entourage tell us where that would
How
be.
much longer is your he's gonna tap his own head not knowing how to word what you're using? Going
Uh,
to last?
Probably only another, what do you say, Cube? Another 20 minutes?
Yeah,
30?
about 20.
Alright, who has the best vision in this dark place?
That's pretty good. I don't
I
know if
have a
it's that-
suggestion.
I mean, I can probably make my vision pretty good.
Well, hop on my saddle. Trace, Otani, you stay here. If we find him, we'll get in touch with you. We're gonna run and try to cover as much ground as we can. This is taking way too long.
Okay.
Alright.
So
That's why I need someone who
have-
can see really well.
I am using my my gaze of two minds to see through Clem's dark vision of 120.
You've been on a saddle before, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a fun experience for you.
I just hold on, right?
Yeah. Just don't pull my hair or nothing. There's a saddle horn on that thing. You ready?
Okay. I grab the waist part, right?
Preferably, yes. You ready?
Yes.
All right, we're just gonna start booking it down the pathways, looking for fucking gnome at like fucking Mach 5 because kind of runs fast.
So if you're moving full speed, I'd probably have to say it's going to be perception with disadvantage because you're moving so fast.
That's why he's the one looking. I'm watching the road. He's the one surveilling.
Correct.
Yeah, but if you're moving that fast, you won't be able to take in anything other than what's barely in front of you.
Yeah, he's just gotta see a shape that's not the people we lost. Like we know where they are.
But-
We're looking for the lost ones.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if the guy, if gnome is to either side, you're gonna run right by him. You don't know where you're running to.
Or run into him. Who knows?
Well, that'll be something we deal with when we get there.
Oh my god.
Yep. Give me a perception for Kaito and a perception for Vimac. A random dice.
Hey, 20 with disadvantage. Look at me go.
That's probably going to be mine because, yeah, it was 7.
Hey, when he's running, he's on top of his game apparently.
I'm not used to the speed.
You've never been on a horse before. That was one of his first questions. You're probably just too busy hanging on for dear life. Because you went from
Right.
0 to 60 in 2.5.
Yeah, you're like, how do I Tokyo drift this thing?
But with my 20, what do I perceive as I'm like running around looking for gnome?
So no, are you like calling out or anything, or are you?
Oh yeah, as loud as I can. It's
Hey, Fallen, how's
it's
it
very
going?
Goonies. It's very hey you guys. Just hands cupped around my mouth, loud as I can get.
So Kaido, you would hear that.
I would turn to go in that direction. And I'd probably slow down a little bit since I actually have a direction now.
So with relative ease, you are able to locate a gnome.
Found him.
Before they can do any kind of like, hey, what's up or anything, I'm just gonna have kind of a panicked look, even if my tone doesn't reflect it, and say, we found some tracks. We dug a hole. My little person got sucked into a wall after being speared by a metal, or not a metal, but a bone snake thing. It got sucked into the walls, and its skull was added to all the skulls in the room, and I can't break the door down. And then I just jumped down a hole, like a muddy hole.
Vimac. Get with
Yep.
him. I'll go back to the others.
Okay.
Alright,
So-
get down.
Do we need to get you out?
No, he just jumped down after telling us that. That's why Kaido told
Oh.
Vimac to go with him. Like, we'll go with
Oh,
gnome.
go jump
He's
down.
gonna rush back to get the others.
It's like a muddy water slide that takes you into this chamber that reeks of
All
death.
right. Here we go. I'm going to jump in too.
And Kaido's gonna book it back to where he left Price and Tani. Like, okay, guys, on, quick. As they both just stare at me speechless as I just rush up on them. It's like, get on, let's go, quick.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
you can jump on.
Yeah, I'd hop on.
If a mole can't jump on, Kaido will literally pick him up. I don't know if he's allowed as a mole. I don't know. Can moles jump? Either way, with them both, he'll go back as quickly as he can. explaining to him that he looked a little not right, and he said bones came out, took his mole, something about his skull is added to the bones, and he jumped down a hole. Vimac followed him. And he'd run until they were there, and get her to stop at the hole. They're down there. And whatever Gnome and Vimac were doing in the time it took me to go get them.
All right. So, in that time frame, give me a sec. There we go. So, in that time frame, Vimac, you go down this hole with Gnome, and in here is this room that is just covered in like bone, like the walls are just made of bone and skulls, and like think of like grim dark, just there's where there should be wall is just like various animal skulls down here that line the walls, and they're just all over the place.
This doesn't look good at all.
We're not down there yet.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry.
This is
Well, I can still relay the message.
while
so-
we're.
Oh, right.
to
Because-
Altani. I jumped down the
Yeah.
hole with following Gnome. And Kaito's on the way back to you. So, there's also a lot of skulls and bones down here. So,
I would point out the place that the mole got taken into the wall, and then I would point to the new skull that appeared. And then I'm gonna take that sword out and just, hit this door and kind of look at, Vimac for ideas.
well, I guess we just cautiously soldier on.
We need to get this door open to save the mole, I think.
You think behind this door, or could be another way around? Is there?
I think this is the only exit besides where we came from.
Okay. Well, let me grab onto it and try to. Did you try unlocking it or see if it was unlocked?
There's no knob.
Does it have hinges?
I'll step back and let him look at it.
So you look at it, and it just kind of seems like there might be a bit of an outline that might be in the general shape of like a door, but there's no handle. It's just like wall. So it's almost like the some of the skulls have like this outline as if it might be a door, but it's kind of hard to determine if it's actually a door, because doors typically have handles or some clear like line that indicates that it would open. But it's really just like, imagine like a doorway, like imagine a doorway frame, but where you would be able to walk through is just skulls.
So what do you think? We try to break the door or pry the door?
What is pry?
Like pry it open from the edge.
Okay, pry.
Okay. So I will use my packed great sword to try to wedge in the edge of this wall door and try to pry it open.
All right, so not just hitting it, trying to like move it.
Not just hitting it, but like wedge in Price, so like with the get the blade in the edge and bend
All
on
right.
the. Yeah.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. As you do so, it's kind of like one of the skulls pops out of the wall, still connected to something, like almost like a snake. Like the spine is still attached to the skull, and it jets out towards you. And is that Clem? Because you're rolling on Clem.
No,
That's what I see.
Uh,
You rolled an 11 on Clem? Oh,
no,
never mind.
that was my
Sorry.
perception. My second perception.
All right. So, you take 3 points of piercing damage as the skull basically jets from the wall, bites you, and then retracts back into the wall.
Interesting. Did it seem like magic or an actual physical thing?
It was definitely physical. Just one of the skulls popped out.
Was that it? Were you asking me?
Oh, because I can't. Just the skull popped out, but is it?
Oh.
Basically, something jet out of the wall, bit you, and retracted back in.
Well, I will chase it with my sword where it came from and where I saw it left. I will
Be
stab
careful.
it.
That's what impelled the mole man and drug him into the wall.
So you're attacking the wall?
Yeah.
All right, give me some damage. It's a very easy to hit wall. Eight damage? Yeah, you're barely leaving a scratch on it.
Oh, well, no, that's attack.
Oh,
Did you want
1d20.
damage?
No, I just need damage. Like, you're not gonna miss a wall. 15. Okay, so from barely a scratch to a scratch. These bones are
Alternative gnome.
surprisingly sturdy.
Did you see that thing jump out and bite me?
Did I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they tried to get me too, but I was too fast, and so they went for the mole person, and now they're going for you.
Any idea what it is? Why it was?
Probably the bone horrors.
Bone horrors. Let's see. And I'll start to like look through my stuff to see if I know anything about bone horrors.
All right. What lens would you like to figure this out? Like, would you want to figure it out through a history, a nature?
I guess the history, because I'm
arcana?
looking back through like my journal of all my writings of like all the things I've encountered before and whatnot, and seeing if I have any notes on it. But
all right, let's see what your notes may or may not have for you, and then after that, we'll switch to the folks trying to catch up. So let's see here. 16. And you're trying to figure out things about like bone horrors?
yeah.
Not bone. Okay. you got low enough, you'd have gotten the wrong information. Okay, so thinking of like bone horrors and thinking of what you've been experiencing, and you're trying to look through your journal, you're looking through your notes, you're looking through whatever information that might convey anything. Well, stuff like this is obviously tied to necromancy. Stuff like this, in this particular situation, there hasn't really been any documentation of like bones coming to life to attack you as if like as a wall, but there's enough information in regards to bones animating is not necessarily always just necromancy. There could be other fiendish forces at work here manipulating, bodies. And then you just kind of think about it and think about it. Let's see. With the 16 though, I'd say that's what you get from your notes. I've dropped it. I think there's enough subtle hints in there that, yeah. Do with that information as you will. And then, so as you're thinking about that, Gnome is probably, sword in hand, taking up maybe a defensive position, just sort of keeping an eye out for any weirdness. Those quote unquote above ground, quote unquote. So what's y'all doing? You were regrouping.
Well, we were racing to the pit with Kaito. So yeah, the last few of us. So Price, Kaito, and I. We're racing back to the pit.
I was muted. I was like, why are you saying everything I'm just saying? I'm muted, that's why. It was funny, I was saying it, and then you were saying almost the exact same thing, just slightly worded different. I'm like, are my words not good enough? Apparently not, because I'm muted! But yeah, Kaito would have gotten them at, Centaur Mach 5 and brought them back, and as soon as he got back, he would be sliding to a stop, like, well before the hole, so he doesn't just, like, yeet down into it. Like, this is the hole they went down into. You guys ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
And for Price, there's definitely an extremely strong odor of decay.
Interesting.
All right, do you guys want to just stay on my back and I slide down, or do you want to go down on your own?
It's up to you. If you can maneuver with us, then
I don't see why not.
we can be fully focused. I love it.
Centaur sliding. Here we go.
And mind you, this is a pretty deep tunnel because they were digging for a good like almost hour. So this,
I know.
This goes at an angle for a little bit.
Centaur sliding. Let's go. Actually, hold on. I know how to make this perfect. Here we go. Hey, I slid down pretty well. All right, we're down there, and that's a lot of bones.
There's a toad.
Wait.
Hello.
Why is my mic hitting a wall?
Do we need to attack the wall, or
It
Are you-
bit me, so I attacked it.
the wall
Oh.
bit you?
Yeah. I was trying to pry it open because there's no handle.
All right, he'll set down Price because I
I
assume
would explain everything that's going on about the bones coming out of the walls and attacking people, how it impaled the mole, and he's stuck in one of the walls, and then a skull popped up as soon as he got in, how there's a door kind of ish, but we don't know how to get it open or if it really even is a door, and how everything here is attacking things. And I don't know how long that guy can hold his breath.
So we need to hit it.
That does sound dire. Well, I'd like to attack this door wall thing as well. Where's my... Well, I guess you said it's automatically going to hit, right?
Yep.
Can I use my sneak attack? Since Vimek is like next to it?
I mean, you could roll it, I guess.
Awesome. Oh, let's see. Hang on.
But I just hydrated,
Why don't
Dad.
do
Yeah.
Just do 24 damage.
Nice try. But I have those muted for D&D. FYI.
Does 24 damage do anything?
Psychic damage? Nope. It wouldn't leave a scratch anyway. So no. Your blade's just
Well,
hit
yeah.
the wall.
But if it's not responding to psychic damage, then that tells me. So if it's immune to psychic damage, it might not be a creature. I wonder. Let's see. Would I be rolling arcane for that, or history, or actually first I'm gonna try seeing if I can sense any insight from this. Is it a living creature or not?
On a
Activates a
10
bunch
or...
of dead creatures.
Fine. Keep your mysteries, Skullwall.
Keep your secrets.
It's right. What about you guys?
Well, if we're on the bandwagon of hitting it until it dies, Title's on board. So wait, Vimek said it bit him. Did it bite you from touching it, hitting it? Like, what caused
I
it
was
to bite
trying
you?
to pry it open with my sword, and one of
Wait,
the skulls
what are you
jumped
prying
out and
open?
bit me.
Oh, we are in a square. I just realized you're on a new map. I wasn't paying attention to the window. Wait, where's the door we're hitting? The
Pretty much
quote-unquote room?
across the other side, across the room. Quote unquote room.
Okay, so
I don't like
I
this
don't go
color.
wherever it is, but I don't know where it is on the map. So I guess I'll leave my icon where it is. Does that work?
It's just directly opposite of where your icon is, basically.
Oh, so over here. Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay. He'll try hitting the door thing, and he's not an attack. It's just straight damage, right?
Yep, just damage.
Mm.
So you were over there attacking it.
Yep.
And was Gnome over there attacking it too?
Yeah.
That was 9 3 with fire.
Why are the tokens showing up with... Oh. Owner. That's what happened. Their tokens got... Okay. Much better. Okay, so... you
I
got
just
a 9
noticed the
6.
scene's name. Totally nothing wrong scene. I like the name. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yep, nope, not even, yeah, not really even much of a scratch.
Price, do you have like any sort of maybe ice magic or something? Anybody have any ice magic that maybe we could provoke it and then freeze it in place?
Hit the
Pull it
wall.
apart? Yes, but Vimac said that something came out from the wall and attacked him. So if we can provoke it and have a piece of it come out and freeze
We're
it.
hitting it. How much more can we provoke it?
Well, if the provoking isn't causing it to attack us, then we need to do something else. Maybe Kaito stand next to Vimac, and Vimac maybe do what you were doing before that made it bite you.
Okay. I'll pull out my
All right.
sword and
Can I be
wedge it
ready
in
to
the edge.
try grabbing something?
Yeah, Kaido, get ready to snag whatever goes after him.
All right.
So I put my sword in, and I'm gonna start to pry. Get ready.
I'm ready to grapple whatever the hell comes out of there. I hope I
All
don't
right.
regret it.
As you go to pry, give me a dexterity saving throw, as a skull does indeed jump out and try and bite you.
Am I able to try to grapple it while this happens?
So I would say the things that you can do, if you
Okay.
do that, so basically you can give Vimac advantage on the dexterity save, or you can try and grapple it.
The plan
But you
is
don't
for me
have
try
enough time to do
grapple.
both.
All right, I'm going to try to grapple it. What do I
Okay.
roll for that?
So first let's do the dex save.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh.
He's climbing it. All right, so it doesn't land the bite. And then the grapple.
Which is athletics, right?
Yep.
Damn. I think I missed.
Yeah, it's so you try to grapple it, but it happens so quickly. It's like it jets out.
Holy
It's like somebody whipping a chain at, like, actually faster than a chain. Like, imagine the crack of a whip. Like, it's just, it comes out of the wall, tries to bite him, and retracts back in just as you're like, you didn't expect it, because there's so many skulls on the wall. You're not sure which one it was going to be that goes after him. So it's just like, you didn't expect this one in particular to come out, because you haven't seen this before, so you
Was
weren't
that the
sure
same
which.
skull as last time?
No, it was not.
I assume Vimac would say that then.
No, it wasn't. That was not the one.
Oh, it's gonna be
It
fun.
was a
It's like a
different
game
one.
of whack-a-mole. Okay. No pun intended, Bryce. So do we try again, or do we just continue whacking this thing?
You want me to try again?
It's up to you.
Okay.
This will be the
I will attempt to pry again.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
If it doesn't work the first time, the next 20 times have to work.
All right, let's see what you get. Another deck save.
Oh no.
Well,
Fall into it?
I'm just checking. Yeah, are you gonna try and use anything before something happens?
I'm
I mean,
not.
You
Okay.
can use my inspiration if you want it.
I don't want people to be like, "Hey, he's trying to kill me."
No, I'm good.
Womp womp.
Oof. All right. So you get bit for 4 damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by that much damage.
Whoa.
As you
What?
feel it latch onto you and get a good grip, and you just kind of feel like some of your own blood getting, like, pulled out of you.
How do I do that?
So we'll just have to kind of keep track, because I don't think there's a temporary one in here.
You can't put -4 in the temporary thing, can you?
Yeah, we could do that, because at least
I
that
did.
won't make it
Okay.
a permanent. Because we can at least edit that and not fuck it up later.
Okay. So I have -4.
And I will try to grab it again, I assume.
And at that point, well, something happens now.
Oh no.
Let's see. I need Price and Altani to give me a roll off here.
All right.
Just
Oh,
a straight up
roll-off?
D20. Price, it is.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
Not the mole.
I mean, it makes sense. It just had a mole person dinner, so. So, Price, as you are back here moling it up,
Mole, 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 mole.
so you would see this bony looking like tail thing whip out of the wall towards you. Roll this. D20. Yep, that would hit. So you just see this spiky bone looking like whatever it is, almost looks like a spear, but it's still attached to the wall, jet out the wall, and it's definitely gonna hit you. And you would take 13 points of piercing
Oof.
damage.
Not the healer.
And since I couldn't find the stats on the mole, we'll just say, for posterity's sake, we'll just say you had exactly 13 hit points.
With the new rules, they don't have a
Oh, the
change in hit
temporary.
points, right?
That's right. Well, the temporary.
And
that's
it's
right.
based on your level, I think, instead of the stats.
Yeah, so I would have my own. I get like temp hit points and then my own health pool, and it doesn't actually knock me out of
Yeah.
my form until I hit 0.
Yep, that's right. That's the new rule. It's like I said, I couldn't find the stats on just like a mole.
Yeah, there. The closest thing that I saw in there was a badger. I think is like the same stat block, and I think you're actually really close. It's like 10 hit points or 12 or something like that.
Yeah, let me do something here. So badger. But let's see. So, but it's temp based on yours now, so it's not.
Yeah,
the
it's based on your
creature.
druid level.
New rules. Let's see.
What subclass are you? Are you land
Yeah,
or moon?
currently
Druid.
land.
No, what circle?
Yeah, circle of land.
Land.
Okay, moon's the one that gets the beefiness added. So you don't get that. You just get the regular.
What is it? Equal to your druid level.
Yeah,
so
so the
7.
AC was 10. So like you were saying, I would get hit, and then
When you wild shape, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your druid level. That's
7.
terrible.
Yeah.
You get 7 hit points. I think moon is like 3 times your level or something.
yeah, I think you're right. But it's temp hit points added on to your total.
Yeah, and when the temp go away, you
So-
still keep your form.
So let's see. So then it would be.
So you keep your own hit points, hit dice, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, all your class stuff, languages, and feats.
Yeah.
How come he can she see? Do ASMR have dark vision? Yeah, they have dark vision. Let me update her token. I thought something was off. Dark vision. Oh, that's okay.
Doesn't it get superior dark vision for being a deep gnome?
And I should have 60 foot of dark vision too. Yeah, there we go. That's better.
That's what I
Power
was
of the torch
fixing.
compels you.
Yeah, no.
But
Price gets 120 feet of dark vision.
But it is kind of nice that, like, there is the grayscale. For like, because I'm checking other people's tokens. Like, you guys see gray, But around Kaito, who has a torch, you can actually see like full color.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
nice.
very nice.
Um,
You're welcome. I'm blind at night. I need the torch.
so that's nice. So, you guys, well, I'd probably say Altani and Price would see that very, very easily because it's in your direction. And when
Can Price
the
try and grapple this thing too?
oh, it retracted back into the wall, but don't worry, you'll
Okay.
get a chance to grapple something because as it does that, it retracts into the wall with, some lifeblood attached. You see the wall, like starting from the point where the tail retracted into the wall. You see a pair of like glowing red eyes, and then you see every single skull lining the entirety of this wall, almost like a wave, like in like a Disney movie where it's just like all the dark creatures start becoming awake and just in a wave until all of the skulls have their eyes lit. And from this wall
Oh shit.
pokes what seems like this very spiky, long face, but it's just unnaturally like tall, and a pair of claws, sharp enough that look like, despite them being would look like they're made of bone, still could probably tear you to bits. And it's accompanied by a pair of these like bony insectoid wings and this long tail, which looks like the artwork. This happy fellow.
I would not call that happy, but okay.
Well, it looks happy. Whether or not we're happy to see it would definitely be the question.
I'm glad there's a picture though. I did not picture that when you were giving that description. Hey. Okay.
And this thing just climbs out of the wall. And that's when we will roll for initiative next time.
Whoa. Dun, 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 dun.
I hate to be the
Good
bearer of
game,
bad news,
guys.
but Kaido doesn't actually see it yet.
Yep, totally nothing wrong scene. Actually, I
Yeah,
would
although you
say,
would-
hold on. Let's see, can I add lights?
I mean,
Because
you
I would say
probably
you could
will
see a
hear
little, just a little bit, because there's so much, like, the room is just glowing. Not
like
completely, but like
glistening off
along
the
the walls.
bones,
Yeah.
just like a spooky shimmering or glinting in
So
the
I
corner.
see its eyes glowing. I just don't know
Yeah,
where that actually is on the map because I can't see.
Right.
I'm adding light sources. Let's see, I'm adding light sources. So many light
Face
sources.
even a mother wouldn't love. No.
They're not all going to be perfect. Light, 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 light.
I still don't see it. Where is it?
Light, light, light.
There we go.
There. Updated lights. It's not perfect.
Oh, it's up
Intentionally.
there. Damn. We spent a lot of time just trying to find Gnome in this session.
It's true. And all along, Gnome was finding nightmares instead.
Right?
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be cute if they're digging a hole, and I'm like, I dig the hole with them. You fall into a chamber filled with bones.
It's like,
All right.
because that's not spooky at all, right?
Oh, that's never spooky.
Nah. It bodes just fine.
And then they all were never seen again. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Knock on wood, none of us died next session.
See, aren't you glad not implementing the natural ones take away inspiration?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. So I'm gonna do that, and
No, have a
then
good night. Are we ending earlier than normal?
no, this is
No?
3.
This
This
is
is over.
normal?
This is over.
It's
I'm
11,
just
yeah.
tired for once, so I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's late enough. Okay, y'all have a good time, alright? See you next
You too.
week.
Y'all take care.
Night.
Thanks for D&D. See ya.
See you next week, y'all.
All right. So with that, we're going to wrap it up there. Ooh, I know who we're gonna raid too. I think. Let me see. Is he ending? So yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Yep, looks like he's still going. Perfect. Ooh. Okay, perfect. Appreciate you being here. Y'alls are awesome. So we do this as far as announcements go, we do this every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific. Sometimes, belch. Starting, a little bit, a few minutes late, but no big deal. Let's see. Yes, like I said, every Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific. For you on the Ubles Tubles, we do this over on Twitch TV/Cube222. I know it doesn't roll off the tongue very well, but it's me. And I think, damn, am I really getting this good at an announcement? Wow, damn. There we go. So the plan is to be back at it tomorrow. At 6 o'clock Pacific, back to the usual non-D&D time. I'm gonna send y'all's off to another D&D game. Let's see. My brain's just kind of. Weird. Yeah, so I'll try and have these VODs up by Monday, maybe even sooner, with Twitch making some of the changes that they're making. But definitely by Monday. I try to get them up at least by Monday at the latest, because Tuesday's the next game. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that's that. So I guess we'll catch you again next time. Maybe for D&D, maybe for some variety games tomorrow. We'll see. But either way, I guess I'll catch you next time. All right. Oh, did I not have any of the rolls? Oopsie. Well, the rolls were hidden this whole time. That's okay. There you go. You get this backlog